hurt, right? This was a game that would have put us to 500. We finally would have gotten there for the first time since last year when we were 24-24, and the Lakers were looking like they were off to the races from there on out. Unfortunately, we take the loss to the New York Knicks. We never really could just get in this game. It was a rough game all around. Guys didn't really perform to the way that we know that they could perform. Guys didn't step up to the level that we needed to. And, Anthony Davis had a rough night, right? He just couldn't find his shot. He was atrocious from even the free throw line. 1 of 5 from the free throw line. He did do a pretty good job in the paint. He did still give us 17 points, 16 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 block, and 2 steals for a bad game. That's pretty solid, but we needed that, dominant Anthony Davis establishment game. But even with Anthony Davis and all his woes that game, this still felt like a game that the Lakers could have and should have won. But hey, you can't win them all. You lose some, you win some. You got to just chalk it up and move to the next one, right? You can't let this sit, can't let this dwell. You can't overreact to this game. The Lakers didn't get the job done. It happens, but this team is still very good. We were all singing the praises of this Lakers team the last, handful of games. The team is still 8-4 over the last 12, and we keep winning at that rate, we'll be fine. We'll probably still be in the playoffs. Like I said from the beginning, when LeBron went down, we're really fighting for the 7th to 8th spot. The 6th spot would be nice, and I do think we still have a chance to get the 6th spot. Realistically, unless LeBron comes back in like a week or so, which I don't think he will, and I don't even think I want him to, because the last thing you need is LeBron to rush back, try to save the day, and then he ends up getting hurt, and now we miss him for the playoffs. Then realistically, we're probably fighting for that 6th seed, but we still have a bunch of very winnable games down the stretch, a bunch of games that we should end up winning. But there are things about this game that you can look at, just like containing guys. Like Julius Randle had an absolute monster game. Now, Anthony Davis was on him in the second half, and when he did, he was much better in the second half guarding Randle, right? AD had his struggles. Everybody that was guarding Randle seemed to have their struggles. Randle ended up having 36 and 2 and was just really terrorizing us on multiple levels. Same thing with RJ Barrett. RJ Barrett gave you 36 and 2 and just again they were dominating us, and we just couldn't get stops down the stretch. Again, it happens, right? We had a lot of guys that just really struggle. Even Jared Vanderbilt, right? He didn't really seem to have that fire that he usually has. He had kind of like, a pedestrian game in many ways. He still had 3 steals, he had 2 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, but you just saw he kind of just didn't have that fire that day. I don't know if he's dealing with some injuries or it was just a bad game. Very likely you could chalk it up to a bad game. Other than that, Troy Brown, atrocious night, 0 of 8, 0 of 7. From the field. You had Beasley, who continues to struggle. He did give us 10 points, but still 2 of 8 from 3. We need better games from him. I'm hoping that he turns it around. I tried to speak that into existence yesterday. Didn't really work out. But hey, like I said, sometimes you win some, sometimes you lose some. But regardless, Beasley, need him to kind of figure it out, turn it around. You had Rui, who continues to play very well, 12 points, 3 rebounds, 5 of 9 from the field, and he was one of the bright contributors. Reeves gave us 13 on 4 of 6, and then Schroeder, he was 6 of 11, 14 points, 1 rebound, 1 assist. But again, it just didn't feel like that game of like us controlling, us dominating. It didn't really seem like that game. Like we've had games so far where, the game's close, kind of this back and forth, kind of behind, but you could just feel like, okay, at any moment the Lakers are just going to pull away and they'll win this game. Didn't really feel like that in the Knicks game. It was like every time the Lakers tried to do something, it wasn't working out. Guys weren't hitting shots. We were just having a rough go at it. But again, you got to just take it in stride. You got to take the lump, move on. We got some other games ahead of us. Not going to win them all. D'Angelo Russell, I want to touch on him because he was brilliant, right? 33 points, 5 rebounds, 8 assists, 13 of 19 from the field, 6 of 11 from 3. The guy just continues to shine. He was the guy that showed up. He was the guy that kept us in the game. He was the guy that was doing everything he could to keep us in this game and just help us dominate this game. I also know that a lot of people were really upset that, you saw Darvin Ham sit both AD and Russell, and many people were upset with that. Look, he's done this the entire time. It just didn't work out this game. Could he have done the Russell AD thing? Sure. Maybe alternate, scatter their time this game. But the game was close for the most part. Like, they never got so far ahead the game was out of reach. We always just kind of kept in it. And then the idea was like, okay, we'll get to A. Davis, we'll get Russell back in. Now, just you got to remember, he comes from Milwaukee, where Budenholzer, he loves to sit like Giannis and Middleton or Giannis and Drew Holiday at the same time. There's stretches where just the role guys are out there running around. It's following the same suit. Darvin Ham was sticking to his rotations and sticking to what he did. He's sticking to his consistency, which I don't mind. Again, this isn't a game that was lost by one person. This is a game that was lost by the team. Guys just didn't show up. It's not just on Ham. Ham does need to take some accountability. Anthony Davis needs to take some accountability. Everybody does. Beasley, Troy Brown, everybody. You name it. Outside of D'Angelo Russell, everybody needs to take accountability. I mean, there's not much more Russell could have done. With 33, 5, and 8, I mean, that is an insane stat line. He's playing great, and I imagine he's going to continue. Again, if you have him continuing to play the level that he's playing, I'm not even saying he has to go get 33 a night, but I've said it before, his ability to go get 30 a night is huge, right? He's a guy that absolutely can do that and just attack on multiple fronts. But in general, if he's just getting us, 25 and 8 a game or 25, 5 and 8 a game, then that's more than enough if other guys continue to step up. I just chalk this up as just a bad game. It happens. We gotta just take our lump, take our L, take it in stride, and continue to play well. This team has still shown all the promise. The Knicks, we didn't let them. It's not like they blew us out. It's not like they scored 120, 130 points. We still kept them to 112 points. So we kept them within reason, and just. Again, we just didn't have it. We didn't have an insane amount of turnovers. We both had 11 turnovers. A lot of it was at the free throw line. I mean, when you shoot under 60% from the free throw line, it's usually not a good sign, right? We shot 33% from three, but it really felt like we lost this on just the margins. Like, that's really where we lost this game. We shot the same percentage from the field. We shot a better three-point percentage. I mean, granted, we only made one more than them, but still shot a better three-point percentage. Rebounds, we had 10 offensive rebounds. They got 12 offensive rebounds. Got to do a better job rebounding the ball. They had 46 rebounds to our 37. That doesn't help. But also, when you're missing free throws, that leads to extra rebounds. We had an extra shot than them. That leads to rebounds. All of those things, right? So again, this was a game that was lost on the margins, but I do expect this to bounce back, and we have to. We play the Pelicans coming up here, tomorrow, and that might be the biggest game of the season. Because one, right now we are sitting in a, four-way tie with the Jazz, the Thunder, and the Pelicans, and then us included. Right, we're all 33 and 35. Right now, we need to stay ahead of the Pelicans, right? Stay ahead of the Thunder, and then we play the Jazz twice at the end of the season, which we should get both of those wins. LeBron will likely be back by that point. So we have to get this Pelicans win. You get this Pelicans win, then now you have the tiebreakers. And the tiebreakers not only count for the regular season, but in doing so, it counts for your draft pick, right? So now the Pelicans don't get that pick swap in order to get a better draft pick, right? So we get to stay where we're at as far as draft capital that can really be valuable for us in the offseason. If we make some changes, we make some tweaks, whatever. And so this Pelican game coming up is so crucial, so crucial. This is a game that we can't have that dud. This is a game where we have to step up. And we've seen now twice in the Timberwolves game, which was very important, and now this Knicks game, which is very important. we've lost those games. So we got to just, again, brush it off, go get this Pelicans win, go get that Houston win, and then all of a sudden you're at 500 and everything's right again, and everyone's back excited. The world is spinning as it should, and that's how we need to approach this. Look, take the L. Okay, it sucks, it hurts, it's frustrating, but get the Pelicans, get the Mavericks, or get the Rockets, right? Now we got those 2 games. We're on a 2-game winning streak, getting ready to go to a homestand. And in that homestand, you got the Dallas Mavericks. We'll see what happens with Luka and Kyrie. Got the Orlando Magic, which is a very winnable game. Got the Suns with very likely not having Kevin Durant. Then you got the Thunder again. And that Thunder game is, again, a very crucial, very important game. Bulls, Timberwolves, right? And that rounds out this year. Timberwolves, again, very crucial, very important game. We have to win at least those games that are very crucial, very valuable. So the Pelicans, the Mavericks, the Thunder, and the Timberwolves. Those 4 games are our most 4 important games going forward. We'll see how the Jazz look, come the time we play them. I still think that they're trying to lose more games than they win. I could see some separation, and they have some interesting stretches coming up. But that Pelicans game is crucial. Then you got the Mavericks game, then you got the Thunder game, then you got the Timberwolves game. Those 4 games are very likely going to decide our season, right? Are very likely going to decide where we fall. Now, again, I don't think we missed the play-in, but I don't want to be in that 9 and 10 spot. You don't. That 9 and 10 spot is the difference between you making and missing the playoffs, because you now have to win 2 straight games, which if LeBron's back, I definitely think we can. I don't see us not being able to do that, whoever we play in that play-in spot. But there's so many things that go into that. You get a team, like say you play the Pelicans, they shoot the lights out, and there's nothing you can do. We see those games where it doesn't matter how good you play, it doesn't matter what you do. A team is just so hot, you can't get the job done. And that's what you fear in that play-in spot. It's really hard to get both of those games. And then on top of that, you just played 2 extra games and now have to go into a 7-game series against Denver, and you're tired, you're exhausted, you're on limited rest, and now you're jumping into a 7-game series. Now, that could help you maybe because now you got some momentum, maybe now you got some stride, but still, why be in that opportunity? Why be in that position where if you can get to that 7th, 8th seed, now you got 2 games to win one. You win one of those games. They very likely win that first game, which now you get a day or 2 of rest, and then now you're playing the Kings or the Grizzlies, and now you're just in a better position, right? To try to close one of those series out, move on to the second round. So anyway, again, we can't overreact. We got to just take the L, take the lump. It happens. Move on. And let's go get this win tomorrow against the Pelicans and start a new win streak. Let's get this done. I believe in this team. I believe we'll get it done. But as always, this is a discussion, so I pass the question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below.